Till now, what we have completed? We have completed our lesson number 4, explanation and reading part. Yes. Now we are going to write the notes of lesson number 4. What is the lesson name, children? The Fox and the Crocodile. Fox and the Crocodile. Today we are going to write literature comprehension question answers and value-based question answers. Everyone open your textbooks, children. Discuss. First we will check the letters discuss. Already you have written, no? What is the lesson name? The Fox and the Crocodile. Let us discuss. Why did Shial want to grow crops with Kumir? In those days, food was hard to find and Shial was always hungry. Kumir was his faithful friend. He knew that Kumir would agree to grow crops with him. Once again, in those days, food was hard to find and Shial was always hungry. Kumir was his faithful friend. He knew that Kumir would agree to grow crops with him. Which 3 crops did the fox and the crocodile grow? The fox and the crocodile grew sugarcane, potato and coconut. The fox and the crocodile grew sugarcane, potato and coconut. Which part of the potatoes did the crocodile get? The crocodile got the top parts of the potato, which were the bitter leaves and stalks. The crocodile got the top parts of the potato, which were the bitter leaves and stalks. Fourth question. What did Kumir want to grow? Kumir wanted to grow coconuts. What did Kumir wanted to grow, children? Kumir wanted to grow coconuts. Now exercise 2 question answers. Literature comprehension. See the first question and write it clearly, children, neatly. Where did the fox and the crocodile plant the crops? Why? They planted the crops near the crocodile's lake as crops grow well near water. They planted the crops near the crocodile's lake as crops grow well near water. What it means? What is the question they asked? They asked that where did the fox and crocodile grow the plants? Planted the crops. And why? They planted the crops near the crocodile lake as crops grow well near water. Because the crops grow well near the water, so they planted the crops near the crocodile lake. Where did the fox and the crocodile plant the crops? Why? They planted the crops near the crocodile's lake as crops grow well near water. The second question. What did the fox say when it was time to share the sugarcane crop? The fox told the crocodile that since he worked very hard to grow the crops, he could take the parts growing under the ground. The fox himself would take the top part as he did not work as hard as his friend. See once again, the fox told the crocodile that since he worked very hard to grow the crops, he could take the parts growing under the ground. The fox himself would take the top parts as he did not work as hard as his friend. Here what he is telling, the fox told that crocodile has worked very hard so to take the underground part, and fox did not work so that he will take the top part. Yes, children. And coming to the third question, why was Kumir surprised when they dug up the potatoes? Kumir was surprised because all the plump and round potatoes had grown under the soil. He had thought that the top part of the potatoes would be tasty. See, Kumir was surprised because all the plump round potatoes had grown under the soil. He had thought that the top part of the potatoes would be tasty. Now next question. Why did Kumir choose the outside of the coconut? Kumir thought that the coconut would have a big hard seed inside. He was worried that he would break his teeth by biting the seed. This is why he chose the outside of the coconut. See here, children, once again. Kumir thought that the coconut would have a big hard seed inside. He was worried that he would break his teeth by biting the seed. This is why he chose the outside of the coconut. This is your fourth answer. See here, children, once again, clearly you can see that first, second, third, fourth question answers. Okay. Complete it. Now we are going to write the read and answer. Read and answer, children. See, choose the right words and complete the given sentence based on the story. There lived a cunning fox named Shial and his faithful friend Kumir. Kumir lived in the big lake and had no idea about life on land. See it clearly and complete it, children. Kumir found out that small, thin roots grew under the ground while the ripe, juicy sugarcane stalks were above the ground. The plants were tall and bushy above the ground, while the plump round potatoes grew under the soil. Kumir was shocked to see that the coconut had white flesh and sweet water inside and the hard shell outside. Understood, children? Now we are going to write value-based questions. See here. Do you think that Shial was a good friend? Give one instance from the story to support your answer. What kind of animal was he? Shial was not a good friend. He was greedy and cunning. After being cheated once, Kumir chose to get the tasty part of the potatoes. Shial knew that Kumir had no idea what he was choosing. But he still did not help him. He did not want to share the tasty food with his friend. He took advantage of his friend's innocence. Shial was not a good friend. He was greedy and cunning. After being cheated once, Kumir chose to get the tasty part of the potatoes. Shial knew that Kumir had no idea what he was choosing, but he still did not help him. He did not want to share the tasty food with his friend. He took advantage of his friend's innocence. What is this here, children? What he asked? He asked, do you think Shial is a good friend or not? Give one instant which has happened in that lesson. And what kind of a animal is he? Yes, Shial is not a good friend because he is a greedy and cunning. After being cheating also, Kumir chose to get the tasty part of the potatoes. Cheating. Yes, children? Once. He did not know. Shial knew that Kumir had no idea about what he is choosing. But also he did not help. Yeah? Yes, no, children? Yes. And he is not a good friend. He took the advantage of his innocence. Yes, children? See. Now coming to the second question. Who would you choose as your friend? Shial the clever fox or Kumir the innocent crocodile? Give reason for your answer. I would choose Kumir, the innocent crocodile, because he would not hurt or betray me. Kumir knew that Shial was cheating him. Even then, Kumir did not bite him. He decided that they would both equally share the tasty parts of the food. Kumir would be a good friend. See, I would choose Kumir, the innocent crocodile, because he would not hurt or betray me. Kumir knew that Shial was cheating him. Even then, Kumir did not bite him. He decided that they would both equally share the tasty parts of the food. Kumir would be a good friend. See you, children. I like to be like a friend of Kumir because Kumir is an innocent crocodile and he will not hurt anyone. Yes, Shial is cheating also. He know that, but here Kumir knows that Shial is cheating also, but also he did not bite him. He said that both equally share the tasty part of the food. So Kumir would be a good friend. Yes, children, Shial is not a good friend. I want a friend like a Kumir. I want a friend like a Kumir. Yes, children, complete exercise 4, exercise 3 and exercise 2 in your classwork.